Why they not like Snow White? The reason why is that the actress that plays Snow White, she acts like a bitch all the time.
It's a brand new exclusive event with all your favorite South Park characters.
Dude, school is going to be so awesome today. I had explosive diarrhea all night.
I like big boobs.
Oh, hamburgers.
How does this even make any sense?
It makes perfect sense. I think the problem is you.
The Walt Disney Company absolutely panic over the last few weeks. They're mad at South Park because they're making fun of their woke ideologies.
You check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, only this time, it wasn't just me. They were taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy.
Rachel Zegler should have been Disney's next Cinderella story. Fresh off an award-winning turn in West Side Story, she was handed the role of a lifetime, the first princess Walt himself ever drew. But within hours of the 2021 announcement, two hashtags were duking it out worldwide. Not My Snow White and Zegler deserves better.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
One side hammered Disney for race-swapping tradition. The other hammered the hammerers for bigotry. Inside Burbank's glass towers, executives watched the social media lightning with a mix of pride and dread, because lightning sells tickets, until it sets the castle on fire. Gal Gadot slid in next as the evil queen, and fan art exploded. Wonder Woman vs. El Princesa. Internally, early slide decks predicted a $1 billion global run, numbers so dreamy they almost felt animated. But every bright castle casts a shadow, and this one stretched all the way to a podcast microphone in New York.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
January 2022. Actor Peter Dinklage, himself a longtime Disney fan, sat down for an interview and blasted the idea of remaking a story about 7 dwarfs living in a cave.
More dwarves on this podcast than there are in the new Snow White movie. And that's probably due to Peter Dinklage.
His words detonated across timelines. By sundown, Disney rushed out a statement promising a new approach to the dwarfs. That new approach became CGI magical creatures, tall, short, any color of the DEI rainbow, but definitely not 7 little miners with pickaxes and personalities. The studio called it progress. Little person actors called it pink-slipped representation. Mainstream audiences just called it weird.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
Behind the scenes, concept art was torn up. Animators were told to start from scratch, and the budget ballooned faster than Queen Grimhild's. Ego production was now a moving target, then pandemic delays, then a soundstage fire, then the 2023 writers' strike. Every hiccup added zeros. Early insiders whispered a staggering $250 million cost before marketing, and yet the loudest detonations weren't on set. They were coming from the lead's own phone.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
At first, Rachel Zegler's charm tour worked. Poised red carpet quotes, humble brags about her Colombian-Polish heritage, and TikTok snippets of her glass-shattering soprano. Then came the unfiltered bits. The original Prince is kinda stalker-ish. Fans winced. Snow White won't be about true love anymore. Traditionalists roared. Free Palestine retweets collided with Gal Gadot's IDF past. Instant headline war. Trump voter never know peace post. Half the US box office audience felt personally dismissed. Disney's PR team reportedly assigned her a social media babysitter. Even so, the microphone kept rolling. Late 2024, a clip surfaced of Rachel bragging, "People will wait in line to see anything I do."
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
Comment sections pounced. Challenge accepted. The castle walls were cracking, and just when executives thought it couldn't get worse, 2 animated nuclear warheads locked on. October 2023. South Park, joining the Panderverse.
So Snow White slept and waited for her prince to come, but he never did.
Drops on Paramount+. Eric Cartman dreams of his buddies replaced by diverse women complaining about the patriarchy. then points straight at Disney exec Kathleen Kennedy.
They were taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy.
The punchline? And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down. Fans howl, walleye. Street actually twitches. Within 24 hours, rumors swirl that Zegler has demanded Comedy Central pull the episode. Whether true or not, the Streisand effect smothers everything else. Memes of Zegler in mouse ears flood TikTok. Not to be outdone, YouTube pranksters drop a deceptively slick fan edit pretending The Simpsons aired Snow Woke the Reimagining, lampooning Disney for erasing dwarfs and romance. Legacy press corrects the record days later, but the damage to Disney's public image is done. In the algorithmic age, perception prints faster than corrections. With parody now mainstream, the only thing left was the box office verdict. Friday, March 21st, 2025. Industry trackers predict $80–90 million domestic. Saturday morning, the real estimates limp in, $42 million. Executives stare at dashboards that look like doomsday clocks. By Sunday, Snow White has the worst opening for any modern Disney remake, dropping 66% the following weekend. International totals barely keep the global tally above $85 million in 10 days. Empty theater TikToks go viral. Creators film themselves walking into near-silent auditoriums whispering, "It's so empty, it echoes." The hashtag #GhostTown premiere racks up 50 million views in 72 hours. Disney's once bulletproof formula, nostalgia x CGI x star power, has snapped. And Wall Street notices, on April 3rd, the stock slides 3% pre-market. Analysts on CNBC utter the unthinkable. Is the Disney brand losing its magic? But the drama is far from over, because Hollywood loves a pile-on. Comedian Bill Maher lambasts the film for lecturing the audience about what they're allowed to like. Joe Rogan echoes that fans buy a ticket for magic, not for scolding. Meanwhile, YouTube commentary channels crank out content like Coal in a War Factory. Each video a rapid-fire takedown of Disney's lecture-first storytelling. Then a wild rumor surfaces. Jack Black, fresh off recording Bowser songs, allegedly confronted Zegler at a post-screening mixer, urging her to respect the source or risk career suicide. No mainstream outlet confirms it, but Jack Black Snow fight trends anyway. In 2025, rumors are currency. Clicks don't wait for fact checks. Yet amid the chaos, the coldest numbers haven't even hit accountants' desks. Insiders leak a combined production and marketing outlay of roughly $410 million, a figure that stuns analysts, given the film's minimal practical sets pitch to investors 2 years earlier. With global grosses inching past $200 million by late April, even optimistic math pinpoints a loss north of $115 million after exhibitor cuts. Disney's investor call turns frosty. One shareholder asks if the company will re-evaluate messaging, priorities. CEO Bob Iger offers a tight smile, vague lessons learned, and pivots to Disney Plus subscriber growth. The press smells blood. Departments brace for layoffs. The live-action Hercules remake quietly pauses for script polish. For the first time since John Carter, studio veterans whisper the forbidden word, overextension. Yet the greatest irony lands on a Tuesday night in Manhattan, inside an almost empty Regal Theater. March 25th, 4 days after debut. Rachel Zegler and a handful of loyal friends slip into a 2 p.m. showing, maybe hoping for anonymity, maybe hoping to rally some morale. The room is so empty the Snow White popcorn buckets look lonely. A friend tries to spark joy, shouting Zegler. When Rachel's name appears on screen, the echo answers back harsher than any critic. They film the moment for social media, perhaps to own the narrative, but the clip backfires. Commenters joke it's the most expensive private screening in history. In real time, Snow White morphs from flop into meme legend, a business school case study in alienating core fans while failing to win new ones. And that brings us here. A kingdom once famed for happily ever afters now faces shareholders, armed with spreadsheets, and audiences armed with skip buttons. The dwarfs are gone, the prince is sidelined, the princess is polarizing, and the apple? It wasn't poison, it was hubris. Disney's first princess taught generations that true love and a song could conquer evil. The 2025 remake taught Hollywood something different. Ignore your audience, and even the fairest IP of all will fall. Yet inside every failure lies a choice. Double down on lectures or rediscover storytelling's simple spell. Wonder, heart, and respect for the people buying the ticket. Because if there's one truth brighter than any magic mirror, it's this. In the age of infinite content, viewers have already found 7 billion other stories, and not even a mouse can herd them back with a wagging finger.